Hello, Scrappy friends, it's Simone. I have a process video about school. I am participating in the Back to School Crafty video series that Christine put together. I will have her link up at the end of the video, and I'm just going to tell you about the papers and the material that I'm using. I dug into my October afternoon stash. I started collecting, no, I'm not really collecting them. I just happened to come across several October afternoon papers on a yard sale that our local scrapbook store put on. And I'm scrapping those uh, first day of school photos from my son when he started first grade. This is a big thing in Germany. Kids get a Schultüte, that is the thing that my son is carrying. There is candy and stuff in there. And I had this paper, the lined notepad paper with the scallops around the edge was my very first October afternoon paper, and I really, really liked it, but I never knew how to use it. And then I had a really great idea. I pulled some more papers out from my October afternoon stash, and then I also pulled out all of the embellishments that I have that are October afternoon. So that was the chipboard sheet. And then I also looked into my other embellishments. I found those Schimel stickers. They are very um, like reach for your dreams and all of those things. It was from her fall line, or even the line before that, Starshine from last year. Then I showed you pink paisley, and then what else? Crate paper and another set of Chimel embellishments. And I'm just going to go through all of those and pull whatever works best. The paper that I use to back the note paper on is this really dark teal. It's an ornament paper, and I have like 3 of them. And I really, when I looked at the paper, I was like, if I off-centered it and I only had 2 scallops, that would probably work best to make it work on my paper. And so that's exactly what I did. And then I realized that if I have a 12 by 12 trimmer, I will not be able to trim a paper that is larger. So I had to use my scissors. And now look at this. Doesn't this look much, much better than the whole scallops around the whole 12 by 12 paper? I was so happy when I had this idea. So I cut apart my 3 by 4 photos, and yeah, I quickly put aside those strips, and I decide to take this contrasting color, the pink, to back my photos with. My son loves pink, and when he started school, he chose a backpack that was completely purple, pink, and everything. And I was a really bad mom because I didn't let him get that backpack because I was afraid that he was being bullied in school. And I still regret doing that now, but yeah, you live and you learn. And so I thought, since he likes pink and since he likes purple, why not use this on that layout? It works so well with the rest of the colors. And so I'm going through all of the embellishments that I pulled. This is an embellishment pack. I think it's Craft Market. It is from 2015 or even 2014. It was one of the first embellishment packs I ever bought. And the colors went so well with the papers that I picked. So and it looked so distressed. And the background paper is not white, it's this cream. And yeah, great. Then I have some of the little by little embellishments and the starshine, as you can see. And there was a cut apart paper from the little by little line that I had in my stash, and I cut it down. a long time ago when I used it, and so I had this in my embellishment pack, and I really loved those happy, 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 and it really looked really great. It really, 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 really looked great. And when I use more reallys, we can just make tally marks, right? So I'm building clusters, and I'm just putting things where I think where I like them. I have the some of the Chamel embellishments, and I totally love that pink bunny, and I had wanted to use it in my journal, and it never worked. But there, behind that flower, oh my gosh, I love how that looks. And you know that I really have a hard time, or at least that's what I tell you all the time, that I have a really hard time using themed embellishments and that bunny and stuff. But here I didn't have any problems at all placing that bunny right behind the flowers. I thought those, I think it's jelly bean soup stickers, they worked well with the cream background because they're also a bit creamy and distressed, and yeah. So I'm just adding layers and more layers and more layers, and yeah. Those Studio Calico labels, not labels, speech bubbles, or they didn't have the right colors. They looked like they would work when I looked at it through the glassine bag, but when I pulled them out, it didn't. And then I thought shortly about only having one photo, but I quickly got rid of that idea and put the second photo back on the paper, and that just I'm fixed on two photos. On one photo, he doesn't look directly into the camera. He looks towards the side, and so I wanted him to at least look toward me more. But on the other photo, you can see more of his shirt, and yeah. So if I tell you that everything that my son wears on that photo I made myself, then what do you say? Yes, I was sewing really. Obsessed with sewing as I'm right now with scrapbooking, planning, and journaling. So I spent all of my time sewing clothes and selling clothes, and we actually made the Schultüte, the conic thing that he carries with him. We both made it together. We stamped the alphabet on a snake, or we made a snake and stamped the alphabet on there, and we had a lot of fun doing that. So I should have actually made a snake. Yeah, now I'm gluing things down, and as it happens very often when you do that, or when I do that, it's not coming together the way it was before. But yeah, I really like how this is going and where this is going. So, and it's like a little flow. So it doesn't really matter because it will end up looking nice in the end. I want that teal embellishment behind the photo, and I'm not really sure how far I want it to stick out. So I just commit, and I can always move it later on. And I find those flowers, and I think I just add them. Doesn't really need it, but I want to just use things up that I have in my stash for quite a while, and I really like that saying. Unfortunately, my screen is so small that I can't read it, but it fits the overall theme of sending your child off to a new adventure and wishing him well. And so I thought I would just put it there. I will later move things a little bit when I add my title. I should have probably started choosing letter stickers right around now, but I won't. So I will end up making space for the alphabet stickers that I use. And I really like the hearts and I like the way these things layer, and I'm just doing things and feeling like a pro, which is very surprising because often I feel like the beginner of scrapbooking. It is so much fun, but it also is always, I always to try new techniques or do something a little bit different just to see how I work that way. I see a lot of scrapbookers on YouTube do things in certain ways, and I really like trying and imitating their style. So, there is a title, and I received this alphabet in last year's. I think it was one of the summer ones, so either August or September or even July's Cocoa Daisy scrapbooking kit. And I have to admit, I did not like this. When I saw this in the kit, I was very disappointed. And it wasn't until I pulled out the letters individually and just placed them here to look and see what they looked like that I was able to see the versatility of this alphabet set. It is amazing. It just blends in so nicely with this whole layout, and it it just looks so great. I would have never thought when I looked on the sticker sheet that those would look so good. So the problem is that I have chipboard stickers surrounding the title, and I want the title to nestle into that space there, but that won't work if the other chipboard stickers are reaching down that far. So I need to move everything around, and that's when I have to take apart, or when it feels like I have to take apart the whole layout again and rearrange my embellishments. And I just bridged that little gap that opened up here with the tab sticker. I just pull it out a little more, and then it works again. So I took off that flower and I just moved it to the other side, and then I just don't have a flower on the left side next to the E, and I spell the word Einschulung, which is, well, the name for the first day of school when you enter first grade. So it's not the first day of school of second grade, but that is when you start school, and that is called Einschulung in Germany. So that is what I put down here. And then, since some of the backing of the letters came off and those didn't stick very well to begin with, I'm gluing them down with my Tombow Mono Multi-Liquid Adhesive, and I can never remember the name of that glue. But it sticks really well and I really like it, and I use it for everything, almost everything, when I cannot use my glue gun. So, what else? I am going to add some craft foam behind the ears of the bunny just to make the layout a little bit more textured or more layered, you could say. Yeah, just to have more texture in the layout. And I really liked how they stood off the background to begin with, and when I put them in the page protector, it will be pushed, squished and flat, and I don't want that, so I add some craft foam, and I am using a very fine pen. This is I don't really know what kind of pen this is, but it is very similar to the Pigma micron pens. It is permanent and it is very thin and it has a felt tip, and I chose the fine tip because I did not want the journaling to be so bold, since the title is it blends into the background a little. Not like it is fading away or anything, but it is very subtle. And so I don't want the journaling to dominate the layout. I want it to blend in. And as you can see, I have a lot to say. So adding a really big, bold black block to the bottom of the layout would have totally thrown off the whole balance of the layout. I then just add the date of the first day of school and when I added the journaling, and that finishes off the layout. Thank you so much for watching. There are some close-ups at the end, and if you haven't heard already, Christine has a giveaway going on her channel. Please check it out, and also check out Alexandra. Both of their videos are on screen right now. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time. Until then, bye!